What's up, Olympia? Today we're talking about the March 3rd, 2026 Olympia City Council meeting, and it really illustrated Olympia's history of advocacy. It was really cool.
Yeah, full house, as your former co-host Kelly used to say, people practicing their democracy.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, packed room.
It was
Let's
really
do
cool.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Let's hit the timer. This is Council in 10.
For the record, I'm Susan Grisham.
And I'm Josh Lynn. All council members were present and accounted for. And we started off with what Mayor Payne called a celebration train, which I'm already hooked. 3 special recognitions, all really cool too. The first was celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Bud Inlet 6.
Yes.
I've lived here a long time. I've never heard of the Bud Inlet 6, but just super fascinating. A story of 50 years ago now. 6 Biggs orcas were captured by SeaWorld, no strangers to controversial practices, we know. Captured off the coast here, and some people witnessed that. Were not happy with how it went down, and took to advocacy.
Yeah, pretty amazing. So
Yeah, their little actions here in Olympia led to live orca capture being first banned in Washington State and eventually in the federal level. So super cool story. I'd encourage you, actually, we had a couple eyewitnesses to the event at council, and stories were amazing.
Yeah, as I was listening to it, I felt like it could have been a movie of some kind.
Yeah, absolutely. It probably will now.
Yeah, seriously.
We want the rights.
Yeah, I love it. So next up, we proclaim March 2026 as Disability Awareness Month. So the proclamation recognizes people with disabilities as valued members of our community and acknowledging that there's barriers that they continue to face. And we just reaffirmed our commitment to accessibility, inclusion, disability rights, and encouraging all residents to participate in advocacy and action that promotes full community participation for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then we moved on to another piece of Olympia history that I didn't know about, and I think is really, really poignant too. And this one dates back to 1886.
Yeah.
So the council commemorated the 140th anniversary of Olympia's stand against anti-Chinese violence.
Yep.
And at that time, amid widespread anti-Chinese unrest across Pacific Northwest, an organized mob attempted to expel Chinese residents and destroy their homes and businesses. Some city leaders at the time, and remember this is 1886, including the mayor, the sheriff, the city marshal, intervened to uphold the law, prevent violence, and arrest mob organizers. So, really acknowledging the broader history of discrimination and systemic racism faced by Chinese community members here in Olympia, the proclamation really honored the resilience and lasting contributions of Olympia's Chinese community. And if you just walk around Olympia, you can still see some of that here today.
Yeah, really interesting notes about the Locke family and all of the restaurants, really iconic Olympia establishments. That was interesting. Yeah. I would encourage anyone who's into this stuff, go look at the meeting. We had local historian Ed Echtley, brilliant guy. He's done some history work for us in the past, but I could not put into words what he described. It's just such an interesting story of what was going on in the region at the time and how Olympia did it a little differently, as usual.
Yeah, as usual. And just thinking about how we went from 1886 to 1976 to today, and the advocacy that's happening in this community, it's really kind of a legacy to be proud of.
It's very Olympia. We've been doing it for a long time.
That's right.
Yeah. Then we got into public comment. Here we get into the advocacy of today.
Yes.
We had a lot of public commenters here commenting on the impending closure of the Evergreen State College pool. Now, the mayor at the top of the meeting made an announcement making it clear Olympia doesn't fund the pool. We don't really have anything to do with the pool, but welcoming these comments, the council wanted to learn more. And we had a lot of students, coaches, parents coming and talking about the importance of the pool, the importance to the local swim programs and what it will mean if that closes. And again, we don't have anything to do with it, but I think we're going to see some people are trying,
Yeah, well,
trying to
and-
come up
and
with a solution.
City Manager Bernie committed to reaching out to
Yeah.
President of Evergreen, Carmichael, to just kind of get a lay of the land of what's going on, because this
Yeah.
is actually the first we're hearing of it too.
Yeah, yeah. So once again, today, people advocated and potentially making a difference. So really cool to see.
Pretty cool.
And then we got into other business. First item was about the Youth Council, and that's all you. That's your item. So
Yeah, so I am the staff liaison to the Youth
Yep.
Council, so I had the pleasure of introducing them. And so the Youth Council was at the meeting to provide an update on all their work. So last January was their first beginning of their tenure as a youth council, so they gave an update on everything that they accomplished in their first year, which was contributing to 5 chapters of the city's comprehensive plan, producing a public service announcement on Narcan and overdose prevention, jointly met with the Lacey Youth Council, began planning a 2026 Youth Summit, and they were featured on the Actually Olympia podcast, among other things. So their first year was pretty busy.
Yeah.
And so then they presented what they are going to do this year. So they plan to create a PSA focused on youth riding public transit. They're going to get briefings on the sanctuary city policy and public safety. They're going to have continued discussions on youth engagement and public policy. They're going to talk about mental health resources for young people in the community, creating welcoming third spaces for youth in this community, and much more. Council praised the youth for their work and approved their 2026 work plan. So I'm excited to help shepherd them through all of that.
Yeah.
They're a really impressive group of young people. And give me hope every time I interact with them.
Yeah,
So.
every time we talk about the Youth Council, I just talk about how impressed I am.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
impressed and shamed. When I was in high school, my biggest goal was beating Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, they're
Yeah.
just,
It's a totally different level, yeah.
oh yeah, the different level. The future is in good hands, and always,
Yes.
always fun to work with them.
Absolutely.
The next item up was the Percival Plinth Project. We've talked about this before. If you live in Olympia, you've seen the plinths. They're the big metal boxes around Percival Landing, and each year we invite artists to loan us their sculptures for the year. This year we're taking 15 sculptures, and they'll be on display at Percival Landing all year, and in July the public will have a chance to vote. And as every year, the winning sculpture will be on display. The city buys it to be part of the permanent public art collection.
Yeah.
And this year's really cool. There's some colorful ones in there. I was
There
like,
are some
"Ooh, look
colorful
at that."
ones. Usually they're really steel and
Yeah.
metal focused, but really amazing group of sculpture this year.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see them in person.
Yeah, I don't know if I can be biased or not, but whatever. The Disco Fish. I know that's not the official title, but I was like, oh,
Maybe that's what we call it now.
that's what I'm going to call it. Yeah.
Disco fish.
So shout out to the Disco Fish.
I love it. So then we moved on to the next other business item, which was an update from the Council of Neighborhood Associations. And so if you don't know, the Council of Neighborhood Associations is a group that brings together all of the neighborhood associations throughout Olympia to work on advocacy issues and gather input from community members. And so in January, they hosted a community priorities forum here in this room at City Hall to identify issues most important to community members and to gather ideas for addressing them. So they had more than 150 residents here who attended the forum, and about 140 who completed a survey. And so we had a representative from the CNA come share an overview of their engagement work, the priorities and survey findings. And the results are intended to help future neighborhood organizing efforts and the upcoming neighborhood matching grant application cycle. And we learned that food access, emergency preparedness, and affordability are top of mind for Olympians in our community.
Absolutely.
And then we moved on to reports. There were only a few. And then council moved on to a closed session that they had scheduled for the evening, but they did amend the agenda to remove the executive session that they had planned for the evening for a future time.
Then we got out of there at 9:04.
Boom.
We did it.
We did it.
We're back.
All right.
Are you glad to have me back
I
in the
am
seat
glad to
next
have
to
you
you?
back. It's hard to be in the spotlight alone. Thank you for joining us. If you are watching us live, you can stay tuned for a full replay of the council meeting we just discussed, or you can watch it and any of our other programming at olytv3.com.
And download the Oli TV app. Please, I'm begging you, download the app.
It's good.
It is good.
And if you want to watch a council meeting live and in person, we're here most Tuesdays at 6 p.m. We'll save a seat for you.
And with that,
We're adjourned.
we're adjourned.